Am I the a-hole for not following my neighborhood's tradition? I, F25, have just moved into a neighborhood a couple weeks ago, and so far it has been very peaceful. From the neighbors that have came up to me, everyone has been very friendly and welcoming, which I really appreciate since I'm not from around the town. I have noticed that some neighbors have been having frequent parties the last couple of weeks, but I chalked it up to it being celebrations since I know one neighbor's daughter just graduated high school, and July 4th is coming up. I have been to some of these parties to get to know the other neighbors better, and one person who really stands out to me is this one neighbor, Melinda. Not her actual name. At a neighbor's party, she came up to me and introduced herself, and we talked for a while. This is when I learned about the newest neighbor party. Apparently, the newest neighbor is supposed to throw a grand party showing off their home and entertain the neighborhood as a whole thing. Melinda told me since I was the newest neighbor, it was my duty to. Thought Melinda was joking when she told me this, as it didn't make sense to me. And I laughed. This seemed to have had made Melinda a little angry, as she said she was serious, and it was a tradition in the neighborhood, and that I had 2 weeks to host a party. This was 2 weeks ago. Yesterday was the day I was supposed to do this tradition, but I happily stayed in bed. Melinda and a couple neighbors came and rang on the doorbell, but I ignored them and enjoyed binge-watching childhood shows. I decided to go outside today, and Melinda came up to me furious, saying that I didn't do the tradition and that I was being a bad neighbor. The thing is, however, I asked some other people about this tradition, and they have heard some people do it, but mostly never really mentioned it to be a recurring thing that each new person in the neighborhood should do. I told Melinda that I wouldn't be throwing a party anytime soon, as I didn't feel comfortable with the thought of people coming into my home, let alone me having to entertain them. Melinda got angry, saying that the neighborhood is like a big family, and stormed off. I let it go, but the neighbors that were with Melinda at my house that night have been telling me I should have just did the party and that I'm leaving a bad impression. I think my reason is justified, but I'm not really sure. So, am I the a-hole? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.